Hello everyone and welcome to Grace Kitchen. Today is very exciting. My husband and I just yesterday went to an apple U-pick and we got quite a bit. If you know me, you know I love a U-pick. If there's one going on, I'm going to it, maybe even multiple times. It's one of my hobbies for sure. Anyway, so we got quite a bit of apples yesterday. And today we are going to be processing quite a bit of them. There's some different recipes that I'd love to try. Last year we canned up some applesauce. I would love to try spiced apple butter. Never tried that before, would love to give it a go. Last night I made some apple crisp for dessert. I'd love to try and make an apple pie. So there's lots of things that I'd love to do with these apples, and throughout the next couple of days I'm going to be working on using them all up. I think today the goal is to make some applesauce, and if you want to see how I do that, just keep on watching. So I'm pretty sure we have everything we need in order to start processing our apples. Here we have a bowl for our cores and our peels. We have a bowl that we can put in our sliced apples. We have our apple peeler core slicer, a knife, cutting board, and of course our apples down here. I don't have them on the counter because it is a huge bag. So I'm just gonna leave it on the floor and pick away at it. But yeah, so here we go. Okay. I actually want to see if I can lift this up. It's a lot. So we'll just leave it at that. Okay. So I have to figure out how to work this again. It has a suction cup, so it stays. There we go. That's suction down. And then it just cuts them into these little rings, which is perfect because then you can just go ahead, take your knife, and slice them. Just like that. Now, you're gonna get sticky, that's for sure. But everything is washable, so it's fine. Unfortunately here, as you might be able to tell, I was struggling with the suction cup on the bottom. I'm not sure why, whether it was bent or maybe just a different countertop, because we purchased a new island just a little while ago. But the suction cup was not staying stuck to the counter. Thankfully, you're able to just kind of put your hand on the bottom there and hold it. As you can see, my husband came home and he was trying to fix the mechanism for me to get it to suck down, but it just wasn't working. So I ended up just putting my hand on the bottom and holding it down to the counter, and that seemed to work fine just for today, but we will be having to purchase another one soon. Now, if only this whole process was as quick as it's going on the video. You're just grabbing another apple, peeling it, slicing it, putting it in the bowl, and doing that over and over until the bowl was full. Thankfully, since my husband was home, he was able to get me my big pot. And as my red bowl fills up with the apple slices, I'm just going ahead and dumping the bowl out into my 23 quart pot and just keep on going. More apples I'm working through, just peeling them, slicing them, getting them into the bowl. I love a good zero waste recipe, and as you can see, I have a red bowl for the apple slices, but my white bowl, I'm actually collecting all of the cores and the peels, and my husband is going to use that as deer bait this season. Now, just following the recipe, I'm adding half a cup of just plain water to the bottom of my pot, and this is just going to help prevent scorching. The recipe that I'm following from my Presto pressure cooker manual does say if you'd like a thinner sauce, go ahead and put it through a food mill or a sieve. I like mine kind of in the middle, so I'm just going ahead and using my immersion blender to smooth out some of the chunks, but still leaving some pieces of apple. Now we're going to go ahead and fill all of our jars with our applesauce. I went ahead and washed all of my jars, have my funnel, my butter knife that I use to prevent the jars from cracking. And I'm going to grab a ladle. Now we're just going to go ahead and start filling our jars. Typically, I would prefer to can this in pint-sized jars, but we are running a little bit low on pint-sized jars, so I'm going to go ahead and use our quart jars. This is one of my favorite applesauce recipes to make because it's just a simple apple cinnamon sauce with a little bit of sugar. Now I'm just going through the regular canning process of filling all of my jars within 1/2 inch headspace, then going ahead and debubbling. Now that we've removed all of the air bubbles from our jars, we're just going to go ahead and wipe the rim of each jar with some white vinegar on a paper towel just to make sure everything is nice and clean so that we can ensure a proper seal on all of our jars. The next step, now that all of our jars are clean, we're going to go ahead and put the lids and the rings on all of the jars and screw them on fingertip tight. Finally, here we're going to be putting all of our jars in the canner, securing on the lid and turning up the temperature on our stove. And this recipe calls for us to cook the applesauce at 6 pounds of pressure for 10 minutes for quart-sized jars. Then once our timer is up, we're going to take our jars out and let it rest for 24 hours. Welcome back, everyone. Here it is the next day, and I just wanted to show you our finished product. If you're a beginner like I was last year, I recommend canning applesauce. It's so simple. You just get your apples, cut them up into even pieces. As you saw, I was using my apple peeler core slicer, and then you just cook them down, get rid of most of the juices so it's more of a thicker sauce. And then I added cinnamon and a tiny little bit of sugar. You really don't need a lot because the apples provide quite a bit of sweetness on their own. And then there you have it. You just can it, and then you're able to put all of this beautiful applesauce on your pantry shelves. We have quite a bit of apples to work through still. I have 2 bags in my fridge, so my fridge is pretty much 50% apples right now. And we only worked through half of this bag, maybe less than half. We're definitely going to have some more apple videos coming soon, just so that we can work through the apples that we were able to pick over the weekend. And if you'd like to see those, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!